So there is now a high res version of the X-Men teaser for Doomsday. We're going to take a look at that. They also have a high res Thor teaser out. Also, we'll take another quick look at that and talk a little bit about Thor and what we think is going to happen with the X-Men in here. I mean, this is an overbloated movie. I've already made another video saying how I think this is going to end up destroying what's left of the MCU. The cast is too bloated. It's too expensive. They've done no buildup for this. I think this one is going to come in under Spider-Man Brand New Day in terms of revenue. Yeah, they're trying to cash in on nostalgia bait here, and that works to a point. It's just not gonna do what they needed to do. They need to. Man, this movie's gonna have to make tons of money for it to even be worthwhile for them. They may break even on this. Breaking even isn't going to do the trick, though. They're going to need to make money here. They need to make a lot of money, and that's not going to happen. They burnt too much goodwill with all the social engineering and all the woke castings and woke storylines, and they turned off too many people. They thought the old fans would stay around while they tried to bring in some new fans. They tried to appease the little small handful of people complaining about representation online, and the old fans left, and then the people complaining about representation didn't show up. They didn't show up. Or the other option is that they did show up, and those groups just aren't big enough, and it didn't matter, and they chased away their primary audience in exchange for that. So, but let's take a look at these teasers, and we're going to talk a little more about them. So let me get these queued up here. Okay, let's first take a look at the new X-Men one. So,
death comes for us all.
Death comes for us all. And that's Professor X saying that, and death has come for him many times already, and most recently in Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness. So that poor guy's been dying way too much, and they're going to kill him again in this, and that's disappointing. But especially when he had a really good ending in Logan. So
that's all I know for sure. The question.
So they've obviously blown up X Mansion again, which is another thing that they just continuously do. They've joked about that in Deadpool, how they keep blowing up the mansion every couple of years, and here we go again.
Isn't, are you prepared to die? The question is, who will you be when you close your eyes?
There's a famous wheelchair. Chess games here between Professor X and Magneto that they've been doing for many movies now, and Magneto, he's getting up there. He's getting up there. It's good to see these guys again. It's always good to see them, but it's sad that they're not going to get a proper story out of this. They're gonna. So what I've heard, all of the leaks and stuff and the little inside info I've heard so far is that the X-Men are going to have a short little fight scene where they're all wiped out, and then that's it. Excuse me. So it's going to be a quick little cameo fest. They're not going to do any sort of long storytelling with them. You're not going to get too much. None of them are going to be carried forward, from my understanding. So this is going to be just to kind of wipe them out, bait you in with some faces and names you've seen before. I mean, we finally get a, let me back that up a little bit. So we finally get a comic book accurate costume from Cyclops, which is cool, but you can see here, there's something big going on. It almost looks like a sentinel in the background there, wiping everyone out. So this is probably just a quick little thing where he's going to get mashed out. They're going to take care of all the other X-Men. This is just where Doom, whatever he's doing, comes into their timeline and just takes everybody out, and it's over. it's going to be a letdown if that's the case. Man, this could have used build up. We could have come back and done an X-Men movie leading up to this, and people would have been very happy, especially with the cast they've announced for it. So X-Men will return, Avengers Doomsday. So and that goes into the Thor trailer, but we're going to take a look at something else real quick here. Okay, so here is let's see. Yes, major X-Men characters and original actors are confirmed for Marvel's Avengers Doomsday, including Patrick Stewart, who we saw, Ian McKellen, who we saw, James Marsden coming back as Cyclops, who we saw there. And man, that guy doesn't age. He still looks like he did back when they made the X-Men movies that he was in. The guy looks great, and he's still doing good, doing the Sonic the Hedgehog movies. Yeah, he's still his career's alive and kicking. He's doing really well. Rebecca Romijn, who I am very excited to see again. That is my Mystique. Jennifer Lawrence was never my Mystique. I did not like Jennifer Lawrence's Mystique. I didn't like how they tried to push her to the forefront, make her a primary character. Rebecca Romijn, still, even at her age, is more attractive than Jennifer Lawrence. I am looking forward to seeing her in the bodysuit than I am Jennifer Lawrence. So good to see Rebecca Romijn on here again. I hope she gets more time than most of the people here. Kelsey Grammer is Beast, who we saw in the Marvels. If you saw the Marvels, he was in a post-credit scene. Not many people saw it, but Alan Cumming coming back as Nightcrawler. That's kind of cool. Random, but cool. And then Channing Tatum is Gambit. He's going to come and do that goofball dialect that he did in Deadpool and Wolverine. So, yeah, this is going to be a short little cameo, unless little cameo fest, unless they're planning on having a super long movie. So I was sitting here thinking, I was like, all right, I wonder how long this movie is. They're planning on it being. So I Googled it just to see what I could come up with, because I hadn't heard anything yet, and that was pretty shocking. So we'll jump to that, and we look at this here. It says there's no official runtime for Avengers Doomsday, but recent rumors early 2026 suggest a massive 3-hour and 45-minute runtime, making it longer than Avengers Endgame. It better not be that long. Otherwise, instead of giving out posters at the door, they're gonna have to give out catheters. People aren't gonna be able to sit that long. That's way too long for something with no buildup. You're not gonna be able to tell a proper story with all the characters in it. You saw the chairs for that Robert Downey Jr. Commercial for it, or preview for it. All the people that are going to be there. Even with 3 hours and 45 minutes, you still cannot tell a proper story using all these people and giving them their proper due. And it's going to be expensive. You got to pay all these people. You're not going to make any money on this movie. It's going to make people think that there's superhero fatigue, but there is not. That's been fake. It's just bad movie fatigue. They've been making bad movies for too long. Spider-Man still makes money. Spider-Man is still going to make money. And then, yeah, you're going to have more after this. You're going to get more horror movies. You're going to get more anime, which seems to be doing well. And, yeah, they're going to let this sit for a while. After this, you'll get some little smaller movies. You'll get your Spider-Man. You'll get, you might get a little more Deadpool. They may try and put something down with Wolverine at some point. Probably keeping those two together, Deadpool and Wolverine. But you're not going to get any more stuff like this. This will be the last time they try this, because it's going to fail. But anyway, let's move on to our next little piece of the teaser trailer video that we have here. This one is involving Thor, so get that ready. Okay, and here is the Thor teaser for Doomsday. So,
Father, all my life I've answered every call to honor, duty, to war.
So they're going to try and make him a little more serious again, undo what Taika Waititi did, the damage he did.
A child.
So he's still got his adoptive daughter from Gore the God Butcher's daughter from Love and Thunder, which wasn't a good story, and that was a terrible movie. And that's what some of the this bad writing has done. It's backed them into corners that they can't get out of, because now they have to run with this stuff because people like Taika Waititi, who said he would ruin our mythos in a minute, has done that, and now we're tied to a bunch of storylines that don't make sense. You can't go anywhere with them, and there's no escape without rebooting. So, because there's some cool stuff you can do. We'll talk about it after. I mean, if you want to give Thor a daughter, that's fine, but there's a better way to do it, and we'll get into that. Sorry, I'm getting a little antsy smacking on my microphone here because of this frustrating storytelling I've had to endure for so many years now.
A life untouched by the storm. Lend me the strength of the old fathers.
One thing, he's not the king of Asgard anymore. Of course, Asgard's gone, but they have new Asgard, and now we have King Valkyrie, which is silly. And he never should have done that. He should have continued to be the king of his people, but
so that I may fight once more, defeat one more enemy.
I'm kind of sick of Stormbreaker too.
Not as a warrior, but as warmth. To teach her not battle, but stillness. The kind I never knew.
You know, and you should have long hair. I thought it was cool, the short hair, and Ragnarok was cool. It was you saw him get it cut off kind of as a a punishment, becoming a slave in that movie, and we're past that. It's time to get the long hair back for Thor.
Please find my words.
Thor will return in Avengers Doomsday. So I got one other critique, and something that I think they should have done here. Let me bear with me. I'm going to grab something. There will be a cut here. Okay, so it's time. They should have gone with the new, most recent outfit for Thor. They should have tried something different here. This would have been the time. If you're going to reinvent him, if we're going to do something new, why not try that out? I think it looks cool. They ran that was a Fortnite skin for a little while too. I thought it did really well. I thought it looked cool. Changes look up a little bit. I mean, we're content changing the hair up. Let's change the suit up a little bit here. I would have done that, but anyway, back on the topic of him having a daughter, we're gonna look into that a little bit here. Give me 1 minute. Let me cue something up. Okay, so there is a storyline with the with Thor's granddaughters, which we could have done. So the goddesses of thunder. So let's dig into that a little bit. Origin, the goddesses of thunder are granddaughters of Thor, daughters of Woden, so as his son. The goddesses of thunder debut in Thor, God of Thunder #8 by Jason Aaron and Esad Ribic. So they had a few major story arcs here. The God Bomb. So they were kidnapped from a time stream by Gore the God Butcher. So we had Gore in Love and Thunder. So they could have done this, but Taika Waititi just didn't want to. He wanted to just be a goofball in that movie, doing stupid stuff like having his having Mjolnir and Stormbreaker be jealous of each other, which was strange. So I didn't mind Jane Foster being in that movie. I thought that you could have run with the cancer storyline and stuff, but they just made Thor such a joke in that. It was silly. But anyway, he ended up with Gore's daughter there instead of having his own granddaughters that were related to a Gore storyline. Elisif had the sword of Fandral and the mace of Hogun, which would have been cool. Because we've seen them in other movies. We know their weapons. We're familiar with those. Frigg wielded the hammer Stormbreaker. So then that's where Stormbreaker goes. Atli carried Thor's old axe, Jarnbjorn. So that would have been a new weapon. So they can introduce something new. But instead, we got love. And I don't know. Just written into a corner. This bad writing has put Marvel in a corner. They got to, and this is all, and Doomsday is going to lead to a reboot. It's going to. That's why they're going to bring in the X-Men and kill them off. They're going to kill off a bunch of these smaller characters. I imagine like Simu Liu won't be around anymore after this. I don't believe Captain Marvel is going to be in this at all. They may kill her off camera. You're not getting Black Widow back. There was too much drama with the streaming issue that she ran into with her movie, where it cost her a lot of money, and I'm not surprised that she's not coming back. But yeah, they're gonna have to roll back some stuff here, and this movie is gonna be a strikeout. So I think there's another another teaser coming soon that they're actually going to show Doctor Doom in, I believe. So we'll see when that one comes out, and we'll go from there. But yeah, I just don't think this is going to be a winner for them. I think this one's going to give them some trouble. They'll lie about the numbers, they always do, and then we'll find out months later that it didn't do great. And then Spider-Man's going to come in and make a ton of money. Who do we got in that one? I think Spider-Man is supposed to include the Hulk, so they're going to try and fix the Hulk out here. They're going to make him a little rough and tumble again, and not so soft like he's been. And I believe that that is going to be the doing of Jean Grey, who is going to be played by Sadie Sink from Stranger Things, which is a great casting. So I think that'll be fun. But yeah, Marvel's they got some trouble ahead. Sony's going to be the only one making money on Marvel stuff going forward here. Disney's going to be losing money still. They got Mandalorian coming up. They're going to lose a ton of money on that. There is no hype behind that movie. No one cares about that. So I don't know. We'll see. Disney's going to learn some hard lessons this year and probably the next few years as they try and pull out of these social engineering storylines that they put out there. But we'll see. We'll catch you all in the next one.